All right, you're good.
All right, so yeah, no one likes conflicts. I don't like them. No one likes drama, extra drama. But I chose this one because I thought it was the best for to talk about. So yeah. So yeah, my name is Zach Griffin, and I'm a intro to communication student at UA Little Rock. And today I'm going to tell you the conflict between me and my teacher I had last year. And first, I would give you the case background. Second, I would share the communication principle and two concept steps connected to my story. And then finally, I would provide recommendations for how I can improve my communication. So yeah, here's the story. So last year during finals, I had sprained my ankle. I twisted it so bad I had to get a boot for it. And the boot, unfortunately, was so uncomfortable for me, and it hurt my leg. It like tore the hair off my leg, so I had to put a towel in it to make it comfortable for me. And so yeah, I'm walking to class. I'm kind of late because I'm wearing this boot and I gotta drag my leg. And yeah, and walking to class, and I get in there kind of late during the Pledge of Allegiance, and the boot was uncomfortable, so I sat down. I had to fix the boot, and oh, I went into my engineering class, and during our finals, we had to go to that class first. So that was the first time I went to her class, like in the morning. So yeah, I sat down during the Pledge of Allegiance, because my boot was hurting me so bad. I was in so much pain. And so my teacher looked over and she was like, "You're not sitting down." Like she was yelling, screaming at me. I was like, "Oh, I was wondering what I did wrong." Like I was confused. And so she said she was screaming at me. She told me to get out of her classroom because I was sitting down for the Pledge of Allegiance. And I started crying. I was in panic because she said I had to go outside the. I had to leave her class for the rest of the final, and I couldn't take the final. So that was panicking for me because I would have failed that class. And so I went outside. I was crying. She was talking to me. She was like, you're not supposed to sit down for the Pledge of Allegiance. She wouldn't let me get a word in, really. And so she just said, you're standing out here for the rest of the final. You're standing out here on my boot. So I was like, no, I'm sitting down. I told her I'm not standing. I'm sitting down. So there was a chair outside and in the hallway, and I sat down in it. And then I got in trouble for sitting down. So yeah, that happened. And then I guess she felt bad for me somewhere. She had empathy, and she let me come back in for like 15 minutes of the final, the last 15 minutes. And I got help from the other kids to complete the final. I basically cheated on it. So yeah, and then so I went home. I didn't tell my mom for about a week. And then after I talked to my brother about it because we had the same teacher, the same engineering teacher. So I talked to my brother about it. I was like, "Should I tell mama?" And he was like, "I don't know." And I just told her, and then she got so mad I didn't tell her last week. And she said, "No, we're having a parent teacher conference." So I was like, "Oh gosh," I was scared, nervous. So yeah, we had a parent teacher conference a few days later, and yeah, it actually went fine because she actually told me why she don't like people sitting down. Because somewhere in her family, she had someone in the army or military, and so yes, why? And I understand. And she was crying, and I understand her point of view. And I was like, yeah, but I told her my point of view. I was in pain, and that's why I sat down. I meant no disrespect or anything, So she was crying. She was like, okay, I understand. And she asked me if I wanted to stay in her class still. And I was thinking, yeah, I'll stay in your class, but I guess it'd kind of be awkward since we had this fight. So I ended up staying in her class anyways, and our relationship ended like really good. We're still, in good relationship. So yeah, that was my story. So moving on to the communication principle I had. So according to the UA Little Rock Survival Guide, the meaning of messages is influenced by interpretation, means communicators generate meaning. Communicators are unique, therefore meaning is unique. What I think I mean is unique to me and to me alone. And so yeah, and an example of that when I sat down, she thought I was being disrespectful, but I really wasn't. I was just really in so much pain. And then a communication concept I had, or another one, is according to Minnesota Library published in 2019, empathetic listening is the most challenging form of listening and occurs when we try to understand or experience what a speaker is thinking or feeling. So I had empathetic listening when she told me her story of why she doesn't like people sitting down during the Pledge of Allegiance. And another one is accommodating, and according to the Minnesota Library published in 2019, accommodating is a low concern for self and a high concern for others is often viewed as positive or passive or submissive, and that someone complies with or obligates another without providing personal input. So I basically obeyed her. I went out of the classroom when she told me. I obeyed what she told me to do. I got up when I sat down outside. So yeah, I obeyed her like I just obeyed her. Yeah, and ethical implication is according to the UA Little Rock Survival Guide. I had restraint is referring from insulting others or participating in negative communication. So I held back a lot of my thoughts in that conflict. I could have I could have cussed her out or something, but I didn't. And so I had a lot of restraint in that conflict. Thank God, because I would have gotten in more trouble if I would have talked back, you know. And so yeah, that's my those are my communication concepts and my ethical implication in my story. And I hope y'all enjoyed.
All right, good job. Write some notes. Okay. Is there anybody else who is, let me get back to the, oh, let me stop your recording.